I've had some arguments recently with people on Facebook. I know it's a complete waste of time, but it's sometimes too hard not to engage. And the reason is this. Everyone is saying, just repeating what the media and dealerships are saying, which is that electric car sales are slowing down enormously in the United States, which is factually bogus. It's utter nonsense. Why are dealerships and the media saying this when it's not true? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, YouTube members. Really appreciate your support. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description below. Dealers across the United States are feeding misinformation intentionally to the media. They're saying that electric car sales are going down. Here's the thing. Is this really true? Well, last year was a record-breaking year for electric car sales in America. More than 1 million EVs were sold, and a lot of those weren't Teslas. That's a 50% increase in electric car sales compared to the year before. Compared to 3 years before, it's an increase of 365%. 365%. Yeah, sure, Tesla had, 60% market share? Still a lot of electric cars being sold by car manufacturers not called Tesla. Dealerships are saying electric car sales are going down. The media are saying they're going down. Sales are going up. It's very clear dealerships don't want to sell EVs. Why don't they want to sell EVs? Because, well, they don't need maintenance. They're a different product. Car manufacturers, car dealerships, they know there's very little that goes wrong in an EV. Now, what's a big part of the dealership's business? Replacing parts in an internal combustion engine vehicle. Servicing those vehicles. What happens when you get your internal combustion engine vehicle serviced? They have to change the oil. They have to change things like spark plugs. They have to change things like timing belts. All these kinds of things that you don't have to do in an EV. So dealerships don't even want to sell electric cars. EV sales say this. US car dealers have orchestrated a staunch rebellion against EVs. After writing a letter to President Biden in November of 2023 urging him to slow down the Environmental Protection Agency's new emissions proposal, dealers last week wrote a second letter to Joe Biden. This time the request was to basically eliminate EVs, to stop EV sales, period. The dealers, after getting no response from the Biden administration into their first letter, say in their second letter that it is uncontestable that the combination of fewer tax incentives, a woefully inadequate charging infrastructure, and insufficient consumer demand makes the proposed EV mandate completely unrealistic. The EPA will finalize its ambitious and aggressive plan this year to slash emissions. Outlined over 262 pages, it is stated how the new regulations will remove millions of metric tons of particulate matter, which causes cancer, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, diesel exhaust, which causes cancer in particular, and toxic air by imposing restrictions on the sales of gasoline and diesel-powered light and heavy-duty vehicles, or at least requiring them to have particulate filters that actually work. Now, I think this is good for you. It's good for me. It's good for all of us to basically not get sick, really sick. You know what it's like living with someone with stage 4 cancer? Well, you don't want to find out, trust me. The EPA is proposing to achieve this by increasing the share of light-duty EV sales to 67% and commercial EV sales to 25% by 2032, which is still a long way away from now. Thousands of dealers across the country detest this plan. Some of their concerns are, of course, valid. I like the fact that only 19 models currently qualify for tax credits this year compared to 43 last year. But the truth is, dealerships just don't want to change their current business model. It works for them. They make money. This is because the US Department of Treasury has revised its guidance as well surrounding the Inflation Reduction Act, encouraging automakers to establish a localized EV supply chain. This is aimed, though, at countering the reliance on Chinese suppliers. The truth is, General Motors and Ford, they do rely on Chinese suppliers. Tesla, to a lesser degree, but they do too. Now, the truth is here that dealerships are writing these letters to the United States government, to Joe Biden. They're basically saying, we won't support your administration unless you basically back off on EVs. Just give up on these ideas of having a certain percentage of vehicle sales being electric. We don't need them. We don't want them. The reason behind this is, like I said, it's money. And it's very disappointing that car dealership is doing this, but I understand. They've got a business to run. They want to make as much money as they possibly can. Thanks for watching.